Hello, wonderful viewers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I've got a lot of things to read on, but I'll see how far we get with this video. Okay, so I want to read on the coronavirus, don't we? We want to know what in the world is going on there. We have this new version of the coronavirus in China, and they're doing a really good job shutting down the city, and everybody's using quarantine, and people are being very aggressive about that. However, I kind of want to know, how does it go? It is apparently most people who do catch this will survive. However, the fatality rate isn't great. I mean, it's concerning. So I think out of 2,056 had passed. So it tends to create a sort of pneumonia. So let's see. Are they able to contain it? It's a difficult one to contain because it has a long incubation period during which people can spread it. So that makes it tougher. So, Spirit, can you show us this virus and the effect that it has worldwide? How is it contained? Is it not? Vaccination? Is there a vaccine developed? What's going on? So we have the Ten of Swords in the heart of the matter, right? It lays people low, that's for sure. But that is a completion card. Let's see, we have the Page of Swords for the clarifier, new plan. Okay, so this kind of means that they're in the early stages of the planning. They've got a new plan. That's a good thing. But yeah, they've just been trying to figure out its nature and how best to contain it. All right, underneath it all, we have we have people mobilized. We have that Knight of Coins. We've got people mobilized to take care of this thing. Lots of workers, lots of boots on the ground, and literally, because apparently even different armies have flown in medics to contain this thing and treat this thing. All right, in the past, we have the Three of Cups. Yeah, celebration. Okay, so the fact that we had Chinese New Year at the same time, there weren't as many celebrations. However, the ones that there were probably not a great idea either, I think is what I'm getting there, given the incubation period is so long and people could pass it from person to person even before they feel sick. So, okay, so that was an issue. Above it all, we have the Tower. Yeah, right now we're in Tower stage with it, aren't we? Where it's just like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do about this? It could be worse than we thought. But these cards are not looking bad to me, you guys. In the immediate future, we have the Ace of Coins. Yeah, they are getting money together. Okay. So they're mobilizing the money to do all the quarantines, to get this treated, to get this contained. They're mobilizing it all. That's coming on in soon. So you will be hearing about a big chunk of change coming to contain this thing very quickly here. At the root of the matter, we have the Five of Wands. That's the only trouble, is where there's conflict between the nations on how we're going to do this, how we're going to contain this. So if we have any vulnerabilities, it's there. It's in that area. Difficulty with debate, best way to do this, and not everybody getting on the same page right away, because it now has spread to different countries, many different countries. And oh, that's interesting. There will be more countries that will be popping up with cases of this. So they will have to, again. Here is another situation where it behooves everybody to work together. You know how I've seen how climate change will be having the nations work much more diligently together in the coming years? Well, this is a part of that. This is a practice run in a way. I mean, it's part of that. Okay, so in the immediate environment, we have the Knight of Wands. There are also some sort of poorly thought out kinds of plans. Every nation going forward with their own plan that not well coordinated yet enough. But we do have success. We do have the World card in the outcome. Yeah, they do contain it. We do have the three, but the three of wands, they're still watching and waiting. Okay, well, have we contained it? It's going to take a while. In other words, for us to feel like we can totally relax about this one, it's going to be, well, it's because of its long incubation period, right? It's going to take a while for us to really know what we're dealing with. So, in other words, the public will get sick of hearing about the coronavirus before it's completely eliminated as a threat. Okay. And the other clarifier is the Three of Swords. There will be more troubles with it, which you could pretty much anticipate. Yeah, there will be some heartache with it. So, yep. Okay, so I'm talking future here, but what Spirit is telling me then that in the coming weeks and maybe even few months, people aren't going to feel relaxed about it yet because there will be some other outbreaks. In fact, what I'm hearing then is that concern about it will actually grow in the coming couple of months. But you got the inside scoop that after that, I think it looks like it will be good. I mean, it will be resolved. It will be resolved. It will be contained. It'll take longer than a lot of these outbreaks have taken to really feel like they've got it contained. Um, and yes, there will be more deaths. We have the Three of Swords. There will be. There will be more countries. There will be at least two other hot spots that are looking like, uh-oh, now we have to take um, pretty drastic quarantine measures in two other places. But in one of them, there will be doubt about because of the finances of the nation. Um, will there be enough money, enough agreement, enough education and awareness to keep this contained, that kind of thing. It'll take a while to feel like this thing is past. Okay, but it'll be so. I think Spirit is saying that because do not be alarmed, please. Is there any advice for any of us regarding this? Well, we have the Knight of Cups reversed. So we have the Knight of Cups. Any attempts to manipulate about this, I think, will be ineffective. It's not good news. It's not going to feel like good news to us. We have the High Priestess. What's going to bother people about this one is it's going to feel like it's hanging over them as a potential threat for months. That's what the issue is going to be with this one. But I just think we're supposed to use good common sense and know that it may take longer to get this one under control, but it looks like it will. We have so we have the informant coming out. We have the Queen of Swords coming in. She may be, well, it's sometimes the informant, sometimes the investigative journalist, sometimes the reporter, sometimes the person saying, hey, this sure has highlighted a problem here, and let us talk about it and deal with it and come up with the solution. So actually that will be one of the reasons it does take a while is for that to happen. Okay. All right. And I keep asking for any common sense measures, but I get this, the Sun. I get don't worry about it is what I get. Because I feel like, should we do anything? I mean, should we be careful about, well, of course we should always do hand washing, and of course we should always do all the things we do to try to stay well and keep from spreading things, stay home when we feel sick, all that kind of thing. But I don't hear anything in addition to that. Support our politicians. We have the Queen of Wands. If we want to do anything, we can, yes, we can make sure our politicians know that this is important to us, that we could give to charities that may help with this effort. We could be part of a larger cause, is what I'm hearing. If we wish to do that, we can be part of a larger cause. And that's important. But I just don't feel a lot of danger for any of us with this. But this is what's going to wear on you. It's the Three of Wands. It's the watching and waiting. It's the, yeah. So please, please don't expect the worst. Please expect that things are going to be marching ahead, gradually marching ahead to increase everyone's safety and security. Okay, so that's what we've got for that. All right, let me tip it. Woo, come on, little guys. The little guys at the top are hanging on. Okay. Right, but this was our card. But the world card too means the whole world's going to have to work together with this one, because it does indeed spread to the world, you know, that kind of thing. But then there is success eventually. All right. Let's see about, yeah, and for everybody just to take the advice that's given to them about travel and all of those things. That's important. All right. All right, spirits. So what else should we read on? Well, okay. So apparently the Republicans are going to have arguments again. I think today they had some on Saturday, only used 2 hours. They're not using a lot of time. How in the world is this going to go? Their arguments for, you know, the president's innocence, the defense's arguments. How's that going to go, Spirit? I'm just kind of curious. I kind of have a feeling. Readings I've done on the subject so far have suggested to me I shouldn't hold a lot of hope that some huge bombshell is going to happen that will change everything. And sure enough, we haven't had that. You know, we haven't had witnesses called. So let's see. We have the Knight of Coins. Yeah, it's going to be tedious. I think it's just going to be, you know, the foot soldiers saying what they've been saying. The Hermit. So if we listen carefully, we may get some underlying messages. You know, Spirit may give us some intuition about the underlying messages that you could find underneath the defense's defense. And above it all, yeah, Page of Coins. They're going to be using the opportunity to try to get Trump the job again, you know, to try to get him reelected, that their eye is on reelection. Okay, anything else, Spirit, that we should know? Hope is reversed. And I do feel like I'm asking about the defense attorneys and hope reversed. I think that means that, well, what does that mean? Let's see. We've got the 10 of Coins. We've got the Ace of Wands. Okay, I don't think it does for the defense what they'd like it to do. I don't think it does for Trump what he'd like it to do. I think it's people aren't watching it. That's what's going to bother them. People aren't watching it. People don't care. People know it's lies. Even if supporters are skeptical of it, people are not watching it. So that's why the hope card's reversed, I think, for them, because it's not what he hopes it would be. And in fact, there's that Ace of Wands. It doesn't get rid of that faction of the Republicans that would still like to see him resign, or that faction that would love to see him resign. It still doesn't get rid of that for him. So, right. righto. There's Nancy. Queen of Wands, clarifying that one. So, right, there's still, yeah, it doesn't, he hopes that everybody's paying attention. His supporters are all paying attention. Fox News is all paying attention, and they're just going to take this and run with it. And yes, and they're going to close up all the doubt, and they're going to make it so obvious that he shouldn't have never been impeached, and certainly he shouldn't be pressured to resign. He's hoping that's all going to happen, and none of that's going to happen. Actually, it's not going to be followed well. Fox News, in fact, is going to disappoint him in how poorly they take up the call, you know, how poorly they cover it. He's going to feel like he's going into this thinking, okay, now it's my turn. You know, now here it comes, you know, and Fox News is going to be saying, yeah, the Democrats are so crazy about this, and look at, this defense attorney's right, and it's not going to be like that. It's just not going to be like that. Sure, they're going to cover it. Sure, they're going to, try to drum up some enthusiasm for the defense's arguments, but it's not going to go as well as he thinks it will. So there's that. Ends with a whimper. Okay. And he is not off the hook, which he had hoped, which is ridiculous. Of course he's not off the hook. But that's what I'm looking at when I look at these cards. So that'll be interesting. All right. Well, I think that's probably enough to read on for now, and I will be back soon. Thank you all so very, very much. Bye bye.